ever wondered how to get confident on camera? In today's video, I'm going to be addressing that question that I get all the time. Let's admit it, some people are just naturally born great speakers and, being in the public. I was not one of those people. No, I was not. Very shy, very shy. Still am shy, honestly, but I've developed a skill and nurtured it enough that I can still do it without you knowing I'm shy. So if you're curious as to how to get confident on camera, keep watching. If you're new here, my name is Angel. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, if you're here to know how to get confident on camera, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. So, you guys, I sent out a survey, and if you guys have received my emails, you should have gotten the survey. But a lot of you guys in the survey asked this question a lot of times, and that's how to get confident on camera. And I do have to say that I am in the camera a lot. I go live a lot, and I do have a history of being on stage in front of the camera. I did acting, I've done theater, I've played the piano in front of large audiences and crowds. I'm in private gatherings as well. I've done a lot. Side note, this is so funny but interesting. A lot of times with acting, a lot of people don't know or don't realize that sometimes in scenes, a lot of times you're just talking to nothing, nobody, a wall or a camera, and nobody's actually there that you're talking to. It's not a dialogue. And when it's edited, it looks like you're talking to somebody, but in reality, you're not. But you guys, that is a learned technique. And even like, I know sometimes talking to yourself or talking to the camera like I am now, but I'm talking to you guys, but I'm actually talking to a camera. I know it can feel really weird and really awkward, but you guys, it is a learned technique and you can do it. It definitely takes time to the point where you're confident and engaged on camera, but it can happen. Just give yourself grace and time, and I'm gonna teach you some things that can help. There's another secret a lot of people don't know. Even though I'm in the camera a lot, been on stage and in front of large audiences, I am really shy by nature. No, seriously, I am really shy. I grew up shy, and I still don't really consider myself a natural born speaker, but I can perform and knock it out the ballpark. I've developed and learned techniques that's helped me to be confident and comfortable on camera, and that's my goal for you guys. I did take steps. I'm going to share with you guys some of those steps, and hopefully it will help you as well. But it does take time. You can learn to get comfortable and confident on camera. So today I'm going to give you guys my tips, my hacks, and things that help me. Tip number one thing that's really helped me is to prepare, and that's with either notes or script. Know what you're gonna say, and honestly, having something to help you know what you're gonna say or how you're gonna say it, it really does help you. I mean, I have a script now. I have a script for almost every video, or at least an outline. You need something to keep you guided. So yes, years in the game, and I still do scripts or outlines or something. It definitely helps you with, again, knowing what you're gonna say, and when you know kind of what you're gonna say, you get more confidence and you get comfortable. Speaking of which, also talking on a subject that you know, love, or have passion about definitely helps. It makes it so much easier to talk about it. You know how if you've ever walked up to a mom or dad and asked them about their child, and she just opens up and starts telling you all kind of stuff about her child, and whether you're a stranger or not, if you ask her something about her kid, she just starts becoming comfortable talking about her kid. When you know a subject matter or you have passion about it, you come off more comfortable. It comes off natural, and you're literally more comfortable talking about it. So talk about a subject matter that you know, love, or have passion about. If you're trying to start a YouTube channel and you need a subject matter, I mean, go with something that you know. For example, if you're a mechanic, talk about cars, talk about something you know and love, answer questions about transmissions or whatever. Start with something that you know cars inside out, or area. If you're a health fanatic or health coach, if that's what you know, start a YouTube channel on that, coaching people about what to eat, how to eat, whatever it is. If you're an engineer, you can do tons of how-to videos, so it's great when you start with something you know, because you know that topic inside and out. And only you know that. I mean, somebody can ask you a question and you can give them a straight answer. You're going to be comfortable because you know that topic and you have knowledge and experience on that topic. So that's a huge game changer and a help. So when you do turn that camera on, because you're talking about something that you know, you're going to come off comfortable and confident. Again, because you know that topic. It's engraved in you. That's going to help you warm up to the camera and be comfortable, and you're going to come off as confident because that's a topic you know, right? Number 2, and this is huge. Practice, practice, practice. Yes, practice makes perfect. We've all heard this before, but it is so true. You guys, you can't master anything without practice, okay? Yes. I mean, think about how many years Michael Jordan was out there on the court practicing when he was a kid growing up, how many nights he spent, how many days and nights, you know, Serena and Venus then were out there in the courts practicing. Practicing makes you better, makes you perfect, makes you good, makes you great. Musicians, practice. You know, when you perform, and I'm a musician, I performed, we have to practice before we perform. That's how we kill it. Get up and do an amazing performance because we have practice. So same thing, you have to practice. You can't paint a masterpiece without practice and experience. You know, you've done so much painting and you can get to a masterpiece. So it's the same thing. The more you practice, the easier it will get and the better and greater you will get at that skill. So to master being on camera, being live, is by practicing. And so, you know, I've gotten this statement before that, oh, you're just great on camera. No, it took a lot of practice to get good. I may look good naturally on camera, but to be able to speak well, perform well, actually be comfortable and not nervous and all of that, it's taken a lot of practice. I mean, it was even in school, like when I was in college and I would do presentations, I mean, I would knock it out the ballpark. And you know, people think you're just naturally, no, I'm not naturally good at it. Do you know how many times I was practicing that presentation? I was in my dorm, in the mirror, at a friend, on the phone with my mom. I mean, you have got to practice, okay? That's why I was able to get up and kill it, because I had practiced it so much. I knew it inside and out. So I was actually comfortable by that time. The more comfortable you are, the more confident you come off. So if you practice it over and over and you know every element of that speech or what you're gonna say, it's like a reflex in your brain. It's like a record player, you know, a record player that plays. You've said it so much, oh, I got it now. This is the point. I mean, I've said this so many times. I know what comes next. You're so comfortable, you'll come off as also confident on camera. And that's because it's not new. And a lot of times when something is new, you get nervous and awkward and weird. When it's not new, you're so much more comfortable as well as confident. But if something is redundant or repetitive and you have done it over and over and over so many times, it's not new. It's like it's automatic. So that's when it's so much more comfortable because it's automatic. You don't have to worry so much about it. Get in front of somebody, practice in the mirror, yes, but also get in front of somebody, a husband, a friend, or spouse, a mom or dad. Get in front of somebody, because I'm gonna tell you, when you're in front of somebody, when somebody's listening, watching you, it's harder to speak in front of somebody. So do it all. Speak in front of a mirror, talk to somebody. In addition, you can pick up your phone, record yourself, then rewatch yourself and critique yourself. You guys, I do this all the time. I still critique myself. I'll do a live stream, and then when I'm done, I'll go back and start rewatching it, and I find things of how to improve, you know. So I still do it. I'm a big fan of critiquing myself. So go back and rewatch it. Say, how can I improve this? What can I do better? But the more you practice, the better you will get, for sure. You can always grow. You can always improve. I still do. That's how much practice you want to do, and that is what helped me. Now, that may not be everybody's piece of advice, but that is mine, and that's what's helped me, and it does continue to help me. Before I live stream, I still do a practice round, you know. So I can't say I practice now before every time I shoot, but I definitely have a script and an outline. But I've practiced so much, I've gotten to the point where now I am comfortable. But over the years, you guys, one of my biggest secrets is because I have practiced a lot. But that's one step that has helped bring me out of my shyness, is simply by practicing. So yes, practice does make perfect. Tip number 3, breathe. Yes, breathe. This is the simplest and easiest thing to incorporate, but the thing that a lot of people tend to forget, and that's just to woosah. Just breathe. Taking a deep breath relaxes your nerves, relaxes tension. Take a couple deep breaths if you need to before you start. It's an amazing thing when you do just a few deep breathing exercises to relax your body. So just step back. Take a deep breath. Relax. Do you know how we are starting like meditation classes, yoga classes, any of that? What's one thing you do? They make you breathe. Just deep breaths in and deep breaths out. It helps to relieve tension, relax your body, and it really does help. You guys, even with my acting class, the first thing we always did in acting classes were breathing exercises. So, believe it or not, that little bitty simple thing does help. Sounds simple, but it's forgettable. Very great thing for the body. It's a natural thing for the body, but a lot of times we just don't do it. And them deep breaths does help to relieve your muscles, relax your body. And the more relaxed you are, the more comfortable you become. Another tip for being comfortable and confident on camera is to think of the camera as talking to a friend. I mean, think about it. When you're talking to your friend, think how natural and comfortable you are. You aren't nervous, right? You're able to sit there and have a conversation with them, and you're comfortable, yeah? So imagine the camera as your friend, that you're talking to a friend, and how comfortable you are talking to a friend. And if you need be, you can practice with a friend behind the camera and look at your friend while you're talking, if that helps. Do those techniques that can help you become comfortable, because the more comfortable you are, the more confident you come off. And on top of, when you talk to a friend, you talk at a normal pace, right? So imagining the camera as a friend helps you with your pacing as well. So yeah, just imagining yourself talking to a friend, or your mom or husband or dad, whoever you're comfortable talking around, helps you to become comfortable on camera. Plus, it will help you also portray confidence as well. Another tip is to also critique yourself. And that kind of goes hand in hand with practice too, but it's just taking it a step farther, like I mentioned earlier. Look at what you've done. Critique yourself. Watch it. Ask yourself, how can I make this better? What did I do wrong? What can I do better? How can I improve my quality of content? How can I improve my performance? Seeing yourself and hearing yourself on camera is very weird and very awkward. I know it still is for me to this day, but the only way to get better is to see yourself and then find out how you can improve. See how you sound, see what you say, see what you can take out. It's a lot of things. Just looking at yourself and watching yourself can be super beneficial, even though it's rough, but it's very beneficial. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about recorded versus live and being on camera. So recorded is actually a lot easier because you can edit. Yes, you can shoot as many times as you need. Honestly, there's no need to be nervous. Keep telling yourself that if you're doing recording. Just keep reminding yourself, no need to be nervous. We can edit this out. We can edit this out. That's the purpose of editing, okay? Make your life easier. Don't get nervous. Don't panic. Don't freak out. Just keep doing it until you get it right. Guess what? Because you can edit all the rest of that out. So recording makes your life a lot easier. So hopefully just giving you that statement relieves a burden if you're doing recorded like YouTube or whatever. Now live, it is a different breed. It is a little bit, a lot more pressure because you're live. So you do have to watch what you say. You gotta watch what you do because you are live, okay? So with being live, my tips for that is to first off practice in front of people, practice on screen. Another thing you could keep in mind is to imagine you're again talking to a friend or talking to somebody you're comfortable talking to. Do not think about the number of people watching you. So I've had about 500,000 people watch me live at one point. So just having in your mind, do not think about the numbers. Do not think about the view count. Just imagine that you're talking to your friend or a group of friends. Because sometimes if you think about how many people are watching, it may trip you out. you know, so you don't want that. Another tip for live streaming, and I've mentioned this in the past, is to go ahead and start. Especially if you're a smaller creator, go ahead and start. You know why? You can go ahead and make your mistakes now. You know, go ahead and learn your flops while nobody's really watching you, you know, while your audience is small. It's a difference when you go on live in front of thousands of people instead of going live in front of like 5 people. So if you are not large, this is the perfect time to go ahead and start going live so that you don't have to worry about making big flops in front of a lot of people. It's much less nerve-wracking when you're not in front of a large audience, and you can go ahead and start making bloopers and learn to get better over time. So by the time you do have a large audience, you've done it so many times, again, you're able to get up and perform. It becomes ritual and you can knock it out the ballpark because you've developed that learned technique and you have literally carved out that skill now. And I actually mentioned that in one of my previous videos for things to do when you have a small audience. Go watch that video, you guys. I put a lot of helpful tips in there, but that was definitely one tip. And 2 more tips for when you live to think about is 1, breathe. Breathe. Slow down, relax, take a breath. And tip number 2, think about what you're gonna say before you say it. So the more you slow down and breathe, the more you can be thinking about what's coming out your mouth next. It's just different. You can't say everything you want to say or, you know, how you want to say it. It's just a different breed when you're live. So you do need to make sure to consider that, think about it. And again, if you start practicing, it will become second nature. Okay, so question for me, do I get nervous? Yes. I do, okay? I've gotten nervous all my life. I still do to this day. So I'm gonna tell you guys like what I tell my piano kids, you know, when they have to perform recitals and stuff like that, because they will always be like, Miss Angel, you don't get nervous. And I'm like, yeah, I do, okay? Yeah, I do. But here's the thing, and this is what I've learned to do. Use your nerves. And this is my last and biggest tip. What I mean like that is, you know how when athletes, they get on this roll, you know, they get this adrenaline rush when they hit a shot and then they hit another shot and then they just keep hitting shots after shots after shots. They're getting this motivation off of this like adrenaline rush. So it's the same thing in a sense. It's using your nerves to knock it out the ballpark. So instead of letting the nerves get you, you start using your nerves for your rush as like a dose of energy to knock it out the ballpark. This is your time to shine. This is it. This is your opportunity to show people how good you really are. So yeah, even when I get nervous, which I still do, every time I get in front of a camera, video, record, I still do, like perform on stage. I was invited to VidCon this year. Was I gonna be nervous? Yes. But instead of letting the nerves use you, where you're showing your nerves, let your nerves become your motivation, your rush. Like this is your one opportunity to kill it. Show people what you got. Show how great you are. This is your time to shine. You know this inside and out. Like you're ready. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's show folks how great you are. So these nerves are gonna give me my adrenaline rush to knock this out. Okay, so use your nerves. That was something that was told to me years ago as a kid, and I still do to this day. We all get nervous. I still do, but I've just learned to use my nerves. I use my nerves as a rush, as a boost of motivation, where yeah, I might be nervous, but this is my time to shine. Not everyone gets this opportunity, so this is my chance to show people what I'm made of and how smart I am. This is my time to impress you guys and show you how great of a performer or creator I am. So use your nerves as your power, as your inspiration, as a boost of confidence, and as your adrenaline rush to knock it out and to impress everybody. Okay, so this is just a side note. So if you have kids that are shy and you're trying to build their confidence up on stage or in front of camera or in front of public speaking, some things you can do is definitely put them in talent competitions. Also pageants. My mom put me in pageants when I was a kid, and they are so helpful for building self-confidence. So if you've ever turned your nose up at a pageant, don't do that. It's not all about beauty. It's actually getting people to build their self-confidence, because guess what, you got to go walk out in front of people, you got to go speak in front of people, you got to perform a talent in front of people. It actually is a skill builder. So don't turn your nose up at pageants. They are actually super beneficial, especially for shy kids. So great thing for me. That was one of my biggest boosters, was pageants. A couple other things you can also do is put them in competitions, talent competitions, put them in show after show after show. It definitely helps them to practice and be comfortable in front of people, in front of audiences. Even acting classes, theater classes, those are super beneficial too, to help break shyness and to get you in front of crowds performing. So there are a lot of activities, and even if you're an adult, you know, you can do those activities too. They're not just meant for kids, y'all, but they did help me. But yeah, you can do them as adults too. They help you to build your confidence, become comfortable in talking in front of people, around people, as well as on camera too. So I really hope you guys found this video helpful. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up. Definitely appreciate that. If you enjoyed this video, I'm pretty sure you will like the ones shown on screen, and I hope to see you guys in those videos.